Hello and welcome once again. In this module, as we had promised you earlier, that we will start with the discussion of subsetting in R. Actually, to know non-standard evaluation, subsetting is very important and a part and parcel of it. So this is primarily the reason why we do subsetting in R. Here, with the help of several examples, we will let you know what actually subsetting is. Primarily, R offers us a very strong subsetting structure. So that is the primary reason behind why we are learning subsetting here. So let's see what is there in the discussion. To know non-standard evaluation in subset, you must know the subsetting in R. So let's start discussing about subsetting. The subsetting operators of R are powerful and fast. It allows you to succinctly express complex operations in a way that few other languages can match. So you need to master a number of interrelated concepts if you would like to learn subsetting. So let's start with the simplest type of subsetting, which is subsetting with vectors. Suppose X is a vector containing the elements 6.3, 7.6, 9.3 and 8.4. Also suppose we would like to get the third and first elements of the set. Here, subsetting helps us to get this. So, if you write down X, then within the third bracket C of 3 and 1, that is a position which we are interested in, then we will end up with the third and first value of X, which are 9.3 and 6.3. Similarly, if you want to arrange the numbers in an increasing order, then what do we do? Just type X, then within third bracket order of X, which is the operation which we are going to execute on X. So, if we write down this, we will end up with the ordered value of X, that is 6.3, 7.4, 8.4 and 9.3. So, here is the code. Here, duplicated indices yield duplicated values. That is, by mentioning the first position twice, which is the one we have written here. Here, since we have written X, then within third bracket C of 1, 1, so R will return the value corresponding to the first position, that is 6.3 twice. So here is the code and the output. Here comes another technique. Negative sign excludes elements from the vector. That is, if we write X of within third bracket minus C3, 1, then R will exclude the third and the first element from the X vector and return the rest of the elements of the set. So, 7.6 and 8.4 will be left here. Now, logical statement selects element where the corresponding logical value is true. So, if we type X, then within the third bracket C of true, false, then again true, false, then since the values corresponding to the first and third position are true, so we are having the first and third values here, which are 6.3 and 9.3 respectively. Again, if we type X, then within the third bracket X is greater than 8, then this will yield the numbers which are greater than 8 in the whole set. Now, if the logical vector has shorter length, then also it yields the same result. Like here, if we type X, then within third bracket C of true, false, then that will also yield 6.3 and 9.3. Now, maybe you are thinking why this is happening. Actually, this is equivalent to X, then within the third bracket C of true false, then again true false, that is the one we have mentioned just before it. Because when the logical vector is shorter than the vector being subsetted, it is recycled to be the same length. Here we are discussing another feature. A missing value in the index always yields a missing value in the output. So x then within third bracket C of true, na, false will yield 6.3, 7.6 and na. Now x then within third bracket nothing gives the original value, which is 6.3, 7.6, 9.3 and 8.4. This is not that useful for vectors but very useful for matrices, data frames and arrays. Here comes the idea of subsetting with names. If the vector is named, you can also use character vectors to return elements with the matching names. Like here, we are naming the 4 elements of x with A, B, C and D, and here is our y, which contains x with the names. Now, if we subset these names, that is, if we write y, then within third bracket C of D, C and A, then we will have elements that contains the names D, C and A respectively, and there 8.4, 9.3 and 6.3 here. Now, like integer, indices can be repeated. Here, we are repeating the name of D thrice, so we are getting the element bearing the name D thrice. And here we are writing y, then within third bracket C of D, D, D. So, we are getting the element bearing the name of D thrice. Subsetting a list works in the same way as subsetting an atomic vector. You can subset higher dimensional structures in 3 ways, that is, with multiple vectors, with a single vector and with a matrix. Suppose we have a 3x3 matrix A of elements 1 to up to 9. So, A is like this. Now, first make column names of the matrix with the command colnames. And here, our A will look like this. Now, if we write down the command which is written here, then R will fetch out those digits of A and B that correspond to the true values. So, here is the command and here is the output. Now, matrices and arrays are implemented as vectors with special attributes. You can subset them with a single vector. In that case, they will behave like a vector. Suppose x and y are 2 arrays. Now, outer is a function which returns product of the arrays x and y. Now, the syntax that is being used here is that outer, then within first bracket x, y, function, which is multiplication here. Here, x and y are the first and second arguments. Usually, they are a vector or an array. Fun is a function to use on the outer product. Some other optional arguments are also there to be passed to the function. Now suppose x is equal to 1 to 9 and y is equal to 2 to 8. Now we will name the elements of set x alphabetically. So we are assigning names of x as letters starting from A up to the 9th alphabet. So our x will now look like this. Now we want to calculate y to the power x and store the output in a matrix form. So we apply here the function outer and writing the code which is mentioned here. So our z will be like this. Z is equal to outer y, x, then the function. And here is our z. Here, suppose we are defining the variable value like this. value is equal to outer 1 to 4, comma 1 to 4, function is equal to paste, and separator is equal to minus. Then here is our value. Now we will subset the above matrix and we would like to get second and 12th element of the matrix. So if you type value, then within third bracket C 2 comma 12, since we are wanting to get second and 12th element, then it will take out the second and 12th elements from the matrix. Here C1 is equal to 1 minus 1, C2 is equal to 2 minus 1, C3 is equal to 3 minus 1, C4 is equal to 4 minus 1, then C5 is equal to 1 minus 2, and so on, and finally C16 is equal to 4 minus 4. So the value corresponding to the second and 12th element can be fetched out using this command, and the value will be 2 minus 1 and 4 minus 3. So if we write down value, then within third bracket C, then within first bracket 2 comma 12, then the output will be 2 minus 1 and 4 minus 3, that is the second and the 12th element. Now here we are subsetting higher dimensional data structures with an integer matrix. We can also subset higher dimensional data structures with an integer matrix, or if named a character matrix. Here each row in the matrix specifies the location of one value where each column corresponds to the dimension in the array being subsetted. This means that you use a 2-column matrix to subset a matrix, a 3-column matrix to subset a 3-dimensional array, and so on. The result is a vector of values. Suppose within the name vals we are assigning outer 1 to 6, comma 1 to 6, and the function that is being used is multiplication. Then our vals will look like this. And the vals is looking like a matrix. Now make a subset of the matrix containing vals 1, 2, vals 1, 3, vals 1, 4 up to vals 3, 4. At first, we will make a matrix with elements 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4 up to 3, 4. That means we will take the indices given in the third bracket of vals matrix as the elements of the new matrix. Assume the name of the new matrix is select. So here select will be a matrix with number of columns is equal to true and the elements that are 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4 up to 3, 4. Now select will look like this which we have given here. Now we will form the submatrix mat with the command given here, and this will give us our desired output. So here is the command and here is the output. Now here we are subsetting a data frame. Suppose our data frame is like DF, which contains the numbers 1 to 5, then 5 to 1 and the letters A to E. So it will look like this. Now we want to subset the data frame in such a way that there will be left only those elements which are greater than or equal to 2. So we are using this command and the desired output is this. Now selecting columns from a data frame can be executed using df, then within third bracket C of x, z. Now if we use the command df, then within third bracket C of x, z, then that will also yield the same result and serve our purpose correctly. For a single column, the syntax mentioned here behaves in a different way. Here, the syntax is str of df(x) and the output will look like this. Now, if we type str of df, x, then the output will be like this. So basically, df within third bracket x looks like a list and df comma x looks like a matrix. Actually, matrix subsetting simplifies by default, but list subsetting does not. Here, we are given a linear model where mod is assigned to be lm of mpg on weight, that is y on x, with empty cards as the supporting data. And what we need is we need to extract the residual degrees of freedom. So here is the code, and if we type this, the output will be 30. Again, if we write the code that we have given here, then the output will again be 30. Or simply by typing mod $df.residual, the output will be again 30. So basically here we are extracting only a part of the information that the whole model is providing us. Throughout this discussion, some very simple R functions were used. Although some of them might be unknown to you, but most of them are known to all of us. Now, with the help of these examples, the idea of subsetting was discussed very clearly. So, there might be many more things to be discussed here. So, we are stopping the discussion here and we are continuing it to the next module.